What is up, everybody? This is Beetle5. Welcome to another one of my reaction videos. I have with me the Ginger here.
Hello, everyone.
And today we will be reacting to the Zoro versus Erza death battle. Now, I do apologize, this is a day late. Yesterday, Ginger was at the dentist that night, and he could not participate. So we're holding it off up to one day. So either this comes out tonight or tomorrow. I'll upload it as soon as I possibly can. But anyway, Zoro versus Erza. Gotta say, we both absolutely love Fairy Tail. Erza is easily one of the coolest characters in the whole show. Neither of us know jack shit about One Piece.
Yeah,
we don't watch it. We have no idea. From what I gathered, though, I have a friend who does watch One Piece. He told me that Zoro is like a master swordsman. I mean, when I say master, I mean like holy shit, a really good master swordsman. So he's definitely not one to be underlooked.
Okay.
But then again, Ursa's kind of a master everything.
She's like a mage.
She's got a bunch of different weapons and shit. So I think I really want to put my favorite to Erza. But then again, this is an anime fight. Anytime anime characters are involved, it gets really tricky. I mean, look at Goku versus Superman. So I want to put my heart to Erza, but we'll see what they say after the analysis.
Yeah, that's just the way.
All right. So I assume you have the video loaded.
Yeah.
All right, we will be starting then in 3, 2, 1, go.
Past, present, or future, one kind of fighter has stood the test of time. The Swordsman.
The Swordsman.
And today's combatants are two of the most skilled warriors to ever wield a blade.
Roronoa Zoro, the feared swordsman of the Straw Hat Pirates.
And Erza Scarlet, the battle mage of the Fairy Tail Guild.
Yeah. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Yeah. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Huh. Those have to be handmade sprites. I've never known digital games for either one of them.
As a child, Roronoa Zoro dreamed of becoming the greatest swordsman in the world.
But he didn't just enroll at a dojo. He showed up, challenged everyone, and then just sort of stuck around.
Zoro's dojo training sharpened his natural talent with a sword, but there was one person he could never quite manage to beat. His sensei's daughter, Kuina. They dueled a lot, and Kuina won every single matchup. All 2,001 of them.
Jesus.
Damn, you think you would have gotten at least one in?
Despite the constant defeat, Kuina and Zoro were very close friends. Together, they promised that someday one of them would become the world's best swordsman.
And then she fell down some stairs and died, which just seems like an unacceptable way for a master swordsman to bite the dust.
That's depressing.
Does thin out the competition for world's best swordsman, though.
True. I mean, that's how I became the world's best shotgun woodcarver.
Shotgun
After
woodcarver?
Kuina's death, Zoro inherited her sword and used it to hone his skills even further.
Awful sense of direction.
Leaving the dojo in search of the current title holder of world's greatest swordsman.
Wow, that's a large amount of bounty.
But he immediately got himself lost. With nothing better to do, he became a bounty hunter and wandered around the ocean until he ran into a weird,
he uses 3
stretchy
swords,
pirate
one
kid.
in his mouth.
You mean Monkey D.
Luffy,
who brought Zoro on his crew of Straw Hat Pirates.
Actually worked out pretty well, since Luffy was already looking to hire him anyway. Turns out, Zoro has quite a reputation.
At this point, he was already a master swordsman, and after finding and training under Mihawk, his swordsmanship became legendary.
He created his own fighting style, Santoryu, also called three-sword style, because he uses 3 swords, one in each hand and one in his frickin' mouth.
That doesn't seem very safe.
Oh, shut up, Wiz. Badasses don't care about safety.
I wonder if he actually
Regardless, with the 3-sword style, Zoro can perform several unique attacks, including the Onigiri, where he strikes with all 3 blades at once.
Ooh.
Or the Tatsumaki, where he makes a tornado dragon.
By swinging his swords a certain way, he can fire compressed air projectiles toward an opponent, like with his deadliest technique, the 1080-pound cannon. And last but not least, he knows the Nictorious 9-sword style.
Wait, did he just grow 4 more arms and 2 more heads? How the hell did he do that?
It's just an illusion, but it still somehow has physical presence.
God.
He's like a human slap chop with a total of 9 swords.
That's
He's
one
like
way
a
to put it.
human
In addition to his skills with the blade, Zoro
I've seen
is
that
able to
commercial
use
forever.
Haki, a mysterious power that every living being possesses, but only a select few have learned how to use.
Haki, much like Neapolitan ice cream, comes in 3 flavors, and Zoro only has access to chocolate and vanilla.
Chocolate? What? I don't even... Well, one of those flavors is observation Haki.
That's vanilla.
Of course. Which in some ways is similar to Spider-Man's
Spider-Man.
Spidey sense. Zoro can sense the location of other people, even if they're invisible or far away, and can also predict most opponents' attacks.
Then chocolate, everyone's favorite Haki flavor, is armament Haki. This lets him form an invisible armor around himself as protection, or harden his swords to make his strikes cut through almost anything.
With both Haki, Zoro has been a real asset to the Straw Hat Pirates. They've traveled the world and had a lot of weird adventures.
Fuck is that thing?
Like that time Zoro fought a literal living mountain man named Pika and sliced him clean in half.
A strike so powerful it didn't just cut through Pika, it sent his top half flying upward. Considering Pika's enormous size and approximate mass, this strike had to have been more powerful than the first ever deployed hydrogen bomb, the 11 megaton Castle Romeo.
Also, Zoro's pretty damn fast. One time he moved so quickly he seemed invisible to a room full of highly trained assassins.
Oh, man.
And when the odds are against him, he'll
Punched a
keep
hole
pushing
through a
himself,
tidal
even
wave.
past the point of bleeding out.
Thus,
Damn.
he's powered through some incredibly intense pain, such as...
Holy shit!
Oh,
How
man.
the hell is he still
What the
standing after
fuck?
that?
That's a good question. After a battle with Kuma, a bear man because this is One Piece, Zoro took on not only his
End
own
up
pain
freezing his
from
enemy.
near death, but also Luffy's, despite being told that doing so would surely kill him. But it just didn't.
He doesn't even brag about
Anime.
it. What a badass.
Yeah.
That's it. Just
Zoro is definitely the stoic badass type, but he can't do everything. He's a sword fighter above all, and prefers to fight up close and personal.
Oh.
He also has the world's shittiest sense of direction. He gets lost without someone there literally reading the map for him, and could never survive on his own without his friends.
You might think Zoro would be more of a lone wolf type of guy, but no. Much like how Kuina's death spurred him on to become a great swordsman, it's his friends who keep him fighting.
Okay.
I set sail for only one reason, to meet you,
And what is your goal?
to beat you.
I think the fact that he's
Erza
has people to
Scarlet
depend
grew
on
up
is
in
going
a
to be his
small
downfall.
rural town
Yeah.
called
Erza's been
Rosemary
by herself
Village.
for a long
It was
time.
pretty
Oh, yeah.
picturesque as far as childhoods go.
Hold on, Wiz.
She only ever had
getting a
Jalal with
premonition.
him, which is, as you can
Despite
explain.
everything seeming perfect, something terrible happens.
A murderous cult attacked, destroyed the city, and enslaved the children to build a tower to resurrect their evil overlord.
There it is.
Young Erza was tortured, and while she may have lost an eye in the process, she also gained a friend, Jalal.
No, see, Jalal's my favorite character.
He
in all
actually
Fairy
gave
Tail. I
Erza her
absolutely
last name,
love Jalal.
Scarlet, after her
Yeah.
red hair.
So cool.
Good.
She and her buddies swore they'd escape, so Erza ended up staging a revolt and saved the other slaves thanks to discovering her latent magical powers.
Unfortunately,
Then
not
Jalal
everyone
became
made it
evil.
out.
Turns out Jalal got possessed by some spirit that made him a huge dick, and she
Oh,
had
yeah.
to go without.
Generally, yes.
Fine, if you
Yep.
want to leave so badly, then I'm not going to stop you. But you'll have to go alone.
After that nightmare, Erza swore to dedicate her life to helping and
Wait,
protecting
Murph,
the
you're
innocent,
X765.
and so joined
Yeah,
with
I
the
don't
Fairy
get
Tale
that.
Where the fuck
Magician's
does Fairy Tale
Guild.
take place?
Luckily for them, she possessed a great skill set for
Has
a
an
mage.
office line.
Her main thing is requip magic, which is basically like having an armory with you at all times, without having to lug it around.
Requip magic allows Erza to summon her vast array of weapons and armor at will, meaning she can use multiple combinations of swords, lances, and outfits
Yeah.
all
Heaven's
in one
Wheel.
fight without
Heaven's
ever
Wheel is
once
easily one of her
slowing
best
down.
ones.
Damn, that'd be useful for all my weapons.
gonna be good
How
against
many
swords.
she packing?
She's
Clear
rumored to
heart
have access
clothing.
to as many as 100 sets
Yeah.
of armor.
What's the one
and
that's called where
200
she's got the
weapons.
bandage on the chest?
Nice.
That was really powerful
As far
too.
as armor goes, her go-to is the standard Heart Cruise set. But there's also the Heaven's Wheel
Wheel.
armor, where she can send swords flying at people, the spiky defensive adamantine armor, and the Blackwing and Flame Empress armors,
that's a
which
good
have
one, the Blackwing
wings
armor.
for
Yeah.
flying.
And that's fire retardant.
Don't
That's
forget
how she
her
fights
giant
Natsu.
armor, which she uses with a lance, Purgatory armor, which has a lot of spikes, and seduction armor?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really sure what purpose this serves.
Oh, yeah.
Probably to make enemies terribly aroused.
That was
Ever
great.
tried to fight with an erection whiz? Believe me, it's not easy.
Right. Well, Erza claims her most powerful
Yes.
armor is the Armadura Fairy Armor, which is very pink.
These are fancy and all, but sometimes she doesn't even bother suiting up. If her back's against the wall, Erza equips her Clear Heart clothing.
Yeah, that's what
This
it is,
enhances
Clear
her speed and
Yeah,
attack
it's
over
good.
the
He's one of
fence
her best
and
ones.
channels all her magical energy into her katanas for a decisive blow.
She can charge magic through her swords to perform all sorts of magical attacks, even mixing and matching weapons and armors to better her chances in a fight.
She's also just really good at sword fighting. Actually, she's really good with a lot of weapons, including hand-to-hand.
All of this makes Erza an excellent addition to the Fairy Tail Guild. She quickly became one of its highest-ranking mages and was the youngest member to ever pass the S-Class Mage promotion test. An incredibly difficult
there's only
gauntlet
three
only the
S-class
strongest
wizards.
and
Well, in the
wisest
beginning- in the
warriors can
beginning
even
of the war.
attempt.
Speaking of achievements, she's pretty friggin' strong. Don't believe me? Well, here she is, lancing a hole through a giant floating cube.
This
Oh,
cube
yeah.
was about 100 million cubic miles in volume. To punch through it, Erza's lance must have dealt about 16 kilotons of force.
Erza's also fast enough to deflect bullets point blank from a flintlock pistol. Guns with a muzzle velocity of about 540 miles per hour. And that's without a speed boost from her armor.
Damn.
Right, many of her armor sets grant her stat boosts, increasing her speed, magic, defense, etc. She's survived plenty of destructive blasts, including one that blew up an island. Considering that island's size,
Yeah, I say,
that's an
Erza's one
explosion
tough cookie.
equivalent
She
to
could
2
survive, like, a
kilotons
lot of
TNT.
shit.
Oh yeah.
So she's sexy, can survive island-busting attacks,
Yeah.
and has a shit ton of weapons? She's basically perfect. Just wish she used a gun or two.
Well, she may have a vast
gun- no,
armory,
she's
but
got no
swapping them
guns.
in and out requires magic, and she can run her supply down if she's not careful.
So it's just like a mana bar in those fantasy games you always
Diablo.
play.
Exactly. Though even when she's out of magic, she's still quite deadly in hand-to-hand.
Yep.
Like when she fought her alternate self from another parallel
Oh,
universe.
yeah, I remember that.
That universe has a lot less clothing. Sign me up!
But when you're among the best in the guild, you get the job
Oh,
done,
she's
no
beating up
matter the
Natsu.
limits.
I will withstand any physical pain to protect the ones that I love.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
Erza's gonna win.
All right, the combatants
still-
are
alright, I'm
set.
keeping
Let's
my
end
vote
this
with Erza.
debate once and for
Well,
all.
While Zoro,
Erza.
It's
they
time
really
for a
fast. They
death
don't have uncanny
battle!
connections to each other's moves, and I just think Urza's weapon advantage is going to give her the edge
Yeah.
she needs.
I think Zoro has to rely on team, and Erza can fight by herself.
Sorry, lady. Could you point me in the way of
She
the
got a bunch of
shipyard?
more
You
weapons.
put me in the way of the
Around for
shipyard.
hours.
Ha! Oh boy. What?
You're the one I'm looking for.
Oh boy.
Come peacefully and you won't be harmed.
Sorry, I'm busy. Maybe later.
Then we'll have to do this the hard way.
Alright.
I told you, I'm busy.
Alright, come on, Erza. You got this. Come on.
Well, I guess we're doing this now.
I guess we're doing this. Oh, here we go.
Whoa!
Oh, here we go.
You're coming with me!
Blackwing armor.
Neat trick.
Oh, the flame on that flame ember's armor. Oh, he's on fire.
Try laughing at this!
That was funny. Oh, adamantine armor. See, my fear is that she's gonna waste magical energy. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that can stop her. Oh, giant armor.
You are strong, pirate. But this is true strength!
I'm suddenly having regrets. Come on, Erza. Come on. Please don't let me down here. Come on. Oh, here we go. Clear heart armor.
Nothing is worse than the loss of life.
Don't start crying, woman.
What?
So much for all that true strength bullshit, huh?
I can do this!
Come on, please. Heaven's wheel. You were better
I
off
will
with the clear heart armor.
bounty for my guild! For my strength! For my friends!
Oh
Bring it on!
Oh no. Please, no,
Oh
no.
please don't let this happen.
You're not the only one who fights for their friends!
Come on.
No.
Oh no!
Where the hell is that shipyard?
I had my doubts.
Jesus! Talk about a killing blow!
In the past, Erza could react to projectiles flying over 500 miles per hour, but Zoro could move faster than the eye could see. U.S. Air Force tests have shown that a well-trained human eye can consistently spot and recognize an image in 1/220th of a second. So, in this case, Zoro would have had to move from point A to point B, which is about 57 feet, in 4.5 milliseconds. That's close to 9,000 miles per hour.
That's more than 5 times faster than a bullet. Erza didn't really rely on speed anyway, and there's no evidence any of her armor magic could have helped close that wide of a gap.
Speaking of her armor, Erza did have more options in defense and weaponry. Unfortunately for her, she was simply outclassed in damage dealt.
Erza could withstand hits of about 2 kilotons, like the blast which destroyed that island. But Zoro has dished out much stronger blows than that.
Slicing Pika in half, for example, was equivalent to 11.5 megatons. That's about 6,000 times bigger than anything Erza has survived. And while Erza's artificial eye may have seen through Zoro's 9-sword style illusion, it couldn't prevent him from actually attacking her.
She also had that habit of stripping down to clear hard clothing in a bind. Yeah, it gave her more sword power, but at the cost of less defense. This sounded like a good idea on paper, but close-range combat was Zoro's bread and butter.
Erza was mostly self-taught, and while proficient with a blade, Zoro has trained with swords all his life. Even with the greatest swordsman in the world, an up-close duel was exactly what he was looking for.
Guess she won't be getting a fairy tale ending.
The winner is Roronoa Zoro.
Sick bird.
Damn.
Next time on
They're
Death
getting
Battle.
close to their end. This better be a really good one. Wicked great Death
Oh, Deadpool.
except for one man.
What?
Hey guys, I'm Chad. I play Boomstick. I'm Ben. I play Wiz. And next time, Deadpool is back.
Okay.
Oh god. And we're doing something a little different this time. We're going to be announcing his opponent on the Death Battle cast.
Which, if you haven't heard, is a thing. We launched a podcast around Death Battle where we hang out, talk fights, and goof around. It's a lot of fun. Go check it out.
Thanks, guys.
I'm a little confused. He already kicked Deathstroke's ass. What's with them now bringing back old guys? I mean, they brought back Shadow. They'll bring back Deadpool.
But you know what? I like Deadpool. So
Who doesn't love Deadpool? But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's gonna fight Dante from Devil May Cry? Oh no, duh, he already fought. I would say he already fought Bayonetta. No, I don't know. Dante was always a good matchup. I thought in my mind for Deadpool. Now who who are they gonna put Deadpool against? I don't know. All I know is that this is among some of the last ones. It better be damn good.
Oh yeah.
Well, anyways, that was disappointing, but I felt like it was against our odds.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was a good battle regardless. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to leave a comment of what else I should react to in the future. And I will see you guys next time. Laters.